In this video, I'm going to quickly show you how to set up your bounce accounts to manage your bounce emails that you get when you have a dead email address or a bad address on your email list. First, log into your VendorLock personal autoresponder. Then go to Bounce Controls. Click the Set Bounce Control button, and you'll be brought to the new bounce control system, which is called Bounce Accounts. Okay, it's just been simplified for the user, so it's very easy to use. All you have to do is click this one button, Run Bounce Check. You can edit the information for this bounce account, and you can delete this bounce account. Now, if you have more than one, it'll show a list of them here. I just have one, but if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 different accounts you want to check bounces from for different lists, if you have different bounce accounts for different lists, you can do that. Let me explain one thing at a time. First of all, when you first see this page, you're not going to see a bounce control here because you have not created one yet. You're going to see a warning or a notice that says you have not created a bounce account yet. So the first thing you're going to do is create a bounce account by clicking on Add New Bounce Account. So I'm just going to do that and go ahead and show you what to put in here. First of all, this first box here is just a name for this bounce account. So you could use the email address that you're going to use for checking bounces, or you could just call it main bounce checker, whatever you want to call it. It's just something to remember this bounce account by. Okay, it's just a title for it. It can be anything you want. Next is the mail server. Okay, now you have to get this information from your email that you got from VendorLock hosting when you signed up. Okay, your mail server will be mail dot your domain name .com or whatever it is. Okay, so let's say your domain is ebooks.net. Okay, if that's your account and you're with VendorLock, it's going to be mail dot whatever your domain is. Okay, so you'd put that in there like that. I'll just put in a title, bounce check 2. I'll just call it. Now, port, if you're with VendorLock, is always going to be 993. Okay, for your email accounts. That is the port it's going to connect for IMAP, to connect to the email address that we're going to put in here. Okay, so you'd put in your email at whatever it is, Gmail, or if you got your own domain, it's going to be ebooks.net, right? So you can put that in there. Okay, whatever address you're going to check bounces from. Okay, that's the email address you put in there, and then you got to put in the password. I'll just make one up, and of course this is the most important thing. This is how your VendorLock personal autoresponder will search for bounced emails. Okay? Now, when you get a bounced email in your inbox, it looks like this. Okay? Now, if you weed through it, you'll find out the reason it bounced. Should say in there right after the code right here. Here's the code, and here's why it bounced. This email account that you tried to reach does not exist. Okay, so somebody put in a fake email address, which is pretty obvious when you look at it. Okay? The title in the subject line is the key factor. All the bounce messages you get from VendorLock will have mail delivery failed in the subject line with a capital M on the beginning of mail, and then the colon at the end of failed, so mail delivery failed. So if you use that line in your autoresponder as your bounce mail subject line, that's what it's going to look for in your inbox. Any message that says mail delivery failed with that exact casing, so case matters, capital, the rest is all small case. Okay, so mail delivery failed ... Okay, not a semicolon. You have to put shift semicolon, which is the one next to the L key. Okay, so for all vendor lock accounts, this should be the same. Mail delivery failed. Now your email address you choose will depend on which one you're using to check bounces from your list. Now the list, when you create the list, you have to use one of your cPanel email accounts. So you're going to use one of those cPanel email accounts as your sender, right? So that is the email account that you're going to get the bounces at. So this feature will not only check the bounces, but it will remove those bounced emails from all lists on your autoresponder and clean out your inbox for you. So it will clean out all the messages that have this in the subject line: mail delivery failed ... Okay? Make sure you put a capital on the M. It's very important. Okay, so just to go over this again, title can be anything you want. Mail server is going to be mail dot whatever your domain is. Port is going to be 993. Email address is going to be the same email address you're using as the sender for the list that you're checking bounces from. Password is going to be obviously the password for that email account. And your bounce mail subject line should read mail delivery failed ... with a capital M on mail. Okay? And then you're just going to click the Add Account button. It's going to say your new bounce email account has been added. You can go back to the bounce accounts by clicking here. You'll now see that I have 2 bounce accounts set up. Now obviously, for demonstration purposes, I created this one, and it's not a real bounce account, and there is no real email address set up there or anything. So I'm not going to run that bounce check. I'm going to delete it. Bounce check account has been deleted. Okay, so you just go ahead and return to the page, and you'll see now that I'm back to 1 bounce checker. Now to run the bounce check, once you've created the bounce account, you simply just click the button Run Bounce Check. Once you do that, the bounce checker will use IMAP to log in to that email account. It will search for any emails with mail delivery failed in the title, or in the subject line I meant. It will read through those emails. It will find the bounced emails and the content from those emails in your inbox. It will import them into this page, and then it will delete those emails from your autoresponder no matter what list they are on, and then it will continue to clean out your inbox and remove all the bounce messages that it found, so that when you run the bounce checker again, it won't find the same ones over and over. It's going to actually remove them from your inbox, which is also convenient. If you use that inbox, you're not going to want to see all those bounced emails and stuff mixed in with your real emails. So this feature is also going to clean out your inbox for you, and then it will be completed. So I'm just going to click Run Bounce Check now and see if I have any bounce messages. As soon as it pulls in content, you know it found some bounce messages. It will bring in all the content, and of course, if you read through usually right in the beginning of the content of each mail, it will tell you the email address that failed, and error reason is usually right after that. Right here, the email account does not exist. Okay? Now, if you go through, there's the original email I sent. Okay? And after that, it shows a list of emails that it found within the message, and you'll see that it just found the same one twice. And then it shows the email that it removed from your autoresponder. Okay? So it removed this email address because it's fake. Okay, it doesn't exist. Then I got the next message, which was, as you can see, the same email sent from my autoresponder to somebody else, and same deal, they got removed because this address was bad. Okay, and it goes on and on and on, and when you get to the bottom of the page, you'll see the button to go home accounts, go back to the bounce accounts. Once you click that, you'll be returned to the bounce accounts page. If you run the bounce checker again immediately, you'll see that there is no more bounce emails in your inbox, and it will give you there are no bounced emails left in that inbox message, which means all those bounced emails were removed from your autoresponder and your inbox has been cleaned out, so there is no more bounced emails sitting in your inbox. If you use a mail client like Windows Mail or Outlook, you may have some bounced messages in your mail client inbox because, of course, the autoresponder can't connect to your mail client and remove those. It will only remove them from the server, and if you check your webmail account, you'll see that all the emails were removed from the inbox. Once you're finished using your bounce checker, then you can go ahead and write some more messages and send out emails. It's always good to run your bounce checker before you write a new broadcast, and I really don't recommend using broadcasts these days because flooding your list is not a good idea. What you want to do is warm up your customers in increments, and do that by sending them emails scheduled with follow-ups every few days. You'll get way better response, you'll get a lot more respect, you'll get no spam complaints. It'll just go a lot smoother for you, and the best thing about it is you'll actually make sales. Whereas if you flood your list with an offer, and somebody has just subscribed and they haven't really gotten used to you or your product line yet or whatever, they're just not going to buy it. They're just going to click spam, junk, or file some sort of complaint against you for sending them the email in the first place. So don't run your business that way, folks. Try to use follow-ups and stay away from broadcasts if you can. Use broadcasts only in emergency situations, like if you have a membership site and you have a very important message you have to get out to your members. That might be something you would use a broadcast for. But generally I recommend using follow-ups and scheduling them, and let them go out nice and slow so you don't piss off Gmail or any of those other providers by sending too much mail too fast. They will graylist you, and then none of your mail gets through for the rest of the day. If you get graylisted several times, they will blacklist your email and or domain. Okay, or if you're sending a lot of spam to different servers, you could even get our server blacklisted, and that's really bad, so don't do that. Okay, so use your bounce checker, get rid of any bad addresses on your list right away. Every time you log into your autoresponder, you should run your bounce checker. Okay, once you set up the bounce account for, you might have a couple, you might have 2 or 3 different lists with different emails as the sender, so you're going to set up a bounce account for each one of those. Once they're set up, all you have to do is go to this page and click the button. That's it. The autoresponder does all the rest for you. Okay? So that's how you use the new bounce accounts bounce check system, and it's really easy to use, as you can see, and it's very accurate. doesn't use the regex codes anymore like most autoresponders do. Now it uses what I was showing you there, the bounce mail subject line. Okay, so now once it finds that subject line, it can go into that email and find the bounce message. Okay, so it's much more accurate, and it's much faster, and it works a lot better than, getting all those bounce messages in your inbox and having to clean them out manually, and also checking your autoresponder to make sure that email was removed, and because the regex codes would get missed because there's so many of them. People would have to add their own regex codes all the time. It just was not accurate. It never worked right. Almost all autoresponders use that system, and I never liked it. So I'm really glad I finally got this new bounce account system designed. I hope you like it. It's much easier to use, and it's going to really keep your list a lot cleaner, and also clean out your inbox and take all that work away from you. So all you have to do is click one button. Okay, so that's how you use the bounce accounts bounce checker, and you just run this once a day. Come in here, or once a week, or whenever you want, but I generally recommend you click this button and clean off your bounced emails and bad email addresses off your list before you start sending out new ones. If you check your inbox and you see a few bounces, go ahead and log into your autoresponder and click that button, and it will remove them from your autoresponder, and it will also clean out your inbox for you at the same time, so you don't have to delete them manually. Okay? Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you in the next one.